make sure it's recording. Boom, there we go.
Has everybody got their page up? Can they see the screen share?
Yep.
All right,
looks like
Tara. What about you, Jimmy?
All right. Everybody got it?
Okay.
All right.
Okay, go ahead.
So one of the justifications that Facebook has used for removing these types of filters is they say it's discriminatory. Now, the challenge for that as a loan officer is if you want to do something like reverse mortgages, or if you're doing luxury homes or something along those lines, or move up homes for families, then that means you're still paying to put ads in front of people that are 18, 19 years old, and you're advertising a loan that's specifically for someone 62 years of age plus. So there's a lot of wastefulness in the fact that they removed these filters. Okay. So this has changed a lot for a lot of loan officers to where they're spending more to get less. And there are still ways to do your targeting by training the algorithm, right? By using the Facebook pixel where you can target events and target pixels that are fired when individuals land on their thank you page and things along those lines, and custom audiences. Those all still have their merits. So none of this is to say, if you're getting good results or if you've trained the algorithm well for your particular market, to stop doing it. But it is to say that the costs have been going up and the quality's been going down for a lot of people. So we're going to show you an alternative. All right. So that's the purpose for today. So what are we talking about? We are talking about a combination of Google and YouTube. All right. So a lot of individuals love the idea of Google AdWords. Google AdWords has been around for a very long time. Okay. Google AdWords produces very, very high quality leads. There's no doubt about that, because the people are already searching for you. They're already searching for a loan officer. That's what triggers your ad to show. The problem and the challenge has always been what? Let me just kind of scroll down here a bit and get past this message. So problem number one, cost, or more specifically, cost per click. Now, depending on what market you're targeting, that cost per click, if you're lucky on the low end, you'll spend $8 to $10 for a single click. If you're in a more competitive market, then the average is actually $44 for a single click. That's not for a lead. That's for just getting one person to click. So that prices a lot of loan officers straight out of the market, right? Because at that point, unless you're ready to drop 8 to 10 grand a month on your ads minimum, then you're just not going to get what you're looking for most loan officers. So the loophole, the way around, is YouTube ads. Why YouTube ads? Because number one, we have the same ad functions because Google owns YouTube. Number two, we have the same ultra powerful filters. This is what that allow us to hyper target. You have targeting far beyond your wildest dreams when you compare it to what Facebook used to offer back when things were still like a dreamland. If we go all the way back to 2013, 2014, when hardly anybody was on there advertising mortgage loans, with the filters they gave you access to, things were wonderful. But even back then, when things were seemingly perfect, they don't even begin to approach the targeting functionality you have on YouTube ads. The cost is extraordinarily low, far lower than Facebook on average. And on top of that, the quality of leads is the same, very similar, if not identical, to what you get on Google AdWords, but for pennies on the dollar. So why wouldn't we take advantage of this, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a tab and I'm going to go to one of my old, I have about 40 different Google AdWords accounts. So I don't want to expose any of my existing clients' ads and whatnot. That violates our privacy agreement. So I'm going to open up an old account of mine so you guys can see, and we're going to go through the process. And I'm going to show you the targeting and filters available for running ads through this platform. So let's make sure everybody can see. You should be seeing Google AdWords. Now, to get to Google AdWords, guys, you can either just go to Google and type out Google AdWords, or you can type out ads.google.com. You see this up here at the top, ads.google.com, and just sign in. If you have a Gmail account, if you have a YouTube account, if you have any sort of Google account, then you should be able to activate your AdWords account as well. It's completely free to open it up. And in fact, if you've never done it before, you will probably get a free Google AdWords coupon, right? If you sign up, just click to sign up if you haven't signed up before. And I believe they're sending either $50 or $100. Although around Thanksgiving and Christmas, it's not uncommon for them to send out a $200. That means $200 of free clicks for brand new accounts. That's pretty freaking cool, right? So you can play around with it, get some free traffic without even having to spend a dime. So go and activate your account, and you'll probably start getting things in the mail from Google, emails and stuff urging you, hey, why don't you run your first ad? Here's a free $50 coupon code. But again, around Cyber Monday and Black Friday, I think that's when they start sending out the $100 plus, 100 to 200. It's different depending on what promotion they're running, but that way you can try this out for yourself without having to spend a penny on traffic, right? How cool is that? All right, so the first thing that we're going to do now, again, this is an old account of mine. This customer spent $33,000 on a month for their ads. We got 1.99 million impressions and 9,410 clicks for them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on a new campaign, and I'm going to come down here to, I can either do website traffic or I can do leads. I'm going to start off with, just for this purpose, I'm going to do leads, but either one is perfectly fine. And now I'm going to skip all of this search. This is traditional Google AdWords territory right here. So this and display ads and whatnot, these are all typically running things on the Google platform. I'm going to bypass all of that and go straight to video. Okay. And let's see. Okay. So you can drive conversions, continue. Yes, that's exactly what I want to do. And here's where you name it. So let's say I'm going to do, let's say I want to do new home buyers. Okay. Let's say I want to spend $15. Now you can give it a daily budget, or you can give it a campaign total. The difference is if I give it a daily budget, as soon as I hit that $15 for the day, boom, it shuts off, even if there's tons of extra traffic for whatever campaign I'm starting to run. If I do a campaign total, let's say I put, I don't care how fast or slow they come over, but I just don't want to spend more than $100 on this ad campaign. Then if there's a ton of traffic available, I could conceivably have all of that traffic compressed in just a handful of days if there's a lot of traffic available. It's not really throttled. They're just going to give it to me as it becomes available. It's not spread out. So it just depends on how you like to get your traffic. So most individuals prefer that it's kind of spread out so that they're not getting overwhelmed. So you might just do daily to kick things off. And then if for whatever reason you're noticing you're not getting the traffic quickly enough, then you might want to come over and just switch it to campaign total and see if that kind of removes the throttling a little bit and gets you some quicker traffic. All right. Location says United States, but I'm going to click to enter another location because I'm going to just put in a target city here. And you can see that if I put in St. Louis, what I like about this is it distinguishes the difference between a target city and a county. Now, for example, St. Louis City is not that big. You're about 240 to 260,000 people, right? In the city. But if I switch this to county, that's over 2 million people that still consider themselves St. Louis, but it's the surrounding county, right? So it's a conglomeration of all those other smaller cities and villages and whatnot. So this really toggles up uh, my potential traffic, and I can see here just getting an estimate. If I were to target all of St. Louis County without putting in any other filters, that's 180 million available impressions. That's a lot of impressions. Now, what's an impression? That's when an actual page shows up, right? So that's people viewing the pages that have an opportunity to see your ad. Okay, so that's, we know that doesn't mean 180 million people, right? Because a single individual can, do a lot of impressions. I'm pulling up lots and lots of pages. That's a lot of activity. So that's comforting for me to know that. But if you want to narrow that down further, folks, what you have the capability to do is either include or exclude. Now, this is very important if you really want to have control over your quality. What's important about this is that if I can exclude certain areas, we all know, I don't care if you admit it or not, we all know the good areas and the bad areas in our marketplace, right? I might like advertising in St. Louis County, but I know that there are areas that if I get into this zip code or that zip code, I know the average loan amount is going to be sub $100,000. Now, all else being equal, if I know that if I run my ads in an average area and can do a $300,000 loan in the Midwest versus the same amount of work for a $70,000 loan, which do you think you're going to want to do? Right? So by being able to exclude the difficult areas, and it's the same thing for difficult markets. Like I was working with someone not too long ago who was in a rural area, and he's like, man, whenever I run my ads, I'm almost always getting, I'm getting lots of leads, but they're always for raw land and manufactured homes and mobile homes, which we cannot do. Our lenders will not do that. And then they have this other community over there that's a bunch of unusual housing, like A-frames and raised houses because of the flooding. He's like, we don't do those either. So why spend the money on the ads to get in front of people that you can't do anyways? So let's exclude them because those are problem markets, regardless of the reason. So that's what we can do in here is enter a location to target or exclude. I would recommend just going for, just put the zip code in for the area that tends to be a difficult market for you, right? So that way you're cherry picking and advertising in the areas where you can actually do the loans, right? So if you need to exclude certain languages, or if you specialize in speaking a foreign language and you have a community that you can target that would really appreciate someone that speaks that language, and you can put that in here, right? So otherwise, just leave it to all languages if you can take all comers, right? So let's kind of come down here just a little bit to demographics, age, gender, household income, parental status, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So if we click here, so nice to have this back again. Facebook doesn't want you to have access to this, but if you do a lot of first-time home buyers, then you might want to do the younger crowd. But again, for those of you that are trying to go up market, if that's your area of specialty and you're trying to do move-up homes and luxury homes, then you're going to tend to want this crowd that's right around here, right? You're probably not going to want to do the 65 plus because at that point they tend to downgrade. It's maybe too much house to handle, for a lot of individuals in that bracket. So I might want to get rid of that and really focus on a particular age bracket because that's what you specialize in. And it's the same thing for household income. If you're not competitive for the lower dollar loans, then why spend the money on the ads? If you are, and if you're not wanting to do the luxury homes, then the exact opposite. So if I'm trying to do the $1 million plus in the jumbos, then boom, I want to make sure they're in that top 20%, or if you're doing the ultra luxury, then even the top 10%, and I'll get rid of the unknown because the unknown it's a wild card, right? And look what that did. I still got 6.8 million impressions estimated based off of targeting specifically by the specific age bracket that tends to fall into my area of expertise, plus the top 10%, right? If that's not enough for me, then I can boost those numbers a bit by adding back in some of these income brackets. But I know for a lot of loan officers, as long as they're somewhere in this 40% and above, they're going to still tend to do pretty well. And then, the exact opposite for folks that are specifically wanting to do, the other types of loans, then they're going to target down here. But again, it's just nice to have the option back, right? So that's our demographics. Let's come down here to optimize targeting. And okay, our keywords. So some of you will want to do keywords, some of you not so much, because for a lot of you, this is what's going to be the game changer for you is placements. This is good. This is good. But keep in mind, if I select these, then I'm performing very similar to Google AdWords at that point, because what falls in this bracket is, hey, anybody that's going to YouTube or even going to another website that shows YouTube videos on it, it will show your ad to people that are Googling or searching or YouTubing these particular keywords or these related topics. So a keyword is a very specific phrase. A topic is just anything that falls within that category of a topic. So, the word real estate still falls in the category of buying a home and mortgage finance. So this is going to be casting a wider net. This is going to drill down more specific. But if we want the ultimate in targeted leads, absolutely nothing beats placements. Why? Let's find out. Let's check this powerful, powerful feature out. Okay. So I can target based off of specific channels. So do your competitors have channels on YouTube? There's a lot of them do. Even HUD has a channel on YouTube, so I could even target people watching those. But no, that's not what I'm after. What I'm after is this right here. So you guys have probably heard me talking about this for years now, and I'm never going to shut up about it because I still think it's insane to not utilize this feature. What this means is I can show my ads just to people who are going to my competitors' websites. Boom. Rocket Mortgage. How about? Boom. Let's say I happen to do a lot of these. Now, I wouldn't put all these together if I was looking to focus on VA loans, and I would put that in a completely separate category, of course. But I'm just doing this for demonstration to show how powerful it is. But when I add those 3 placements, then boom, anybody that's going to these, they're going to be shown my ad. How powerful is that, guys? This is so much better than just targeting based off of demographics and not knowing what their behaviors are. If I know that only people who are actively going to these sites and looking for loans, those are the only people seeing my ads, how much better do you think my lead is going to be? Very powerful, isn't it? I could also do something like I could also do, you got those free credit check websites, somebody that's going and getting their credit pulled, a self pull, a soft pull. I'd add that as well. I'd add, I mean, you can add as many as you like. This is buyer behavior, folks. So much superior. If I'm not quite sure, I could even come in here and do a browse. And Google is going to show me the sites that pop up as well as the number of impressions per week. This isn't per month. This is per week. I can just keep loading them, keep loading them, and keep loading them, and just going through to find related sites. Some will be very good. Some of them will be, not so much. But if I'm having trouble finding, all I have to do is just go back to google.com and do a search, right? That's all I got to do. Let's see. When I Google my city, let's do. See, I'm not liking the matches I'm getting in here. So I just go to Google and type out St. Louis mortgage and then see what actual mortgage companies and competitors show up, and boom, you're my competitor. All right, you're going right in here. I just switch from browse back to enter. Boom, 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 boom. I'm going to grab all of y'all. I'm not I'm not picky. If somebody's shopping for a loan with one of my competitors in my area, I want to know about it. I want the opportunity at least to show them my ad and show them an alternative. Right? Because what have we been talking about for the past couple of weeks? We've been talking about showing up different. Last week, when we talked about those conversion landing pages, lead conversion pages that we show not just when the lead is fresh and new, but even to leads that are maybe unresponsive or leads in our database or people even going through the process, let's show why we're different. Well, isn't that what this is? Yet again, just another opportunity. I already can see that they're shopping. Can I offer an alternative message that perhaps makes me stand out and makes me intriguing enough to where they're going to click on my stuff? Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what this is all about. So do you see how much better and more powerful this targeting is? I mean, it's not even a competition at this point. It is not a competition. And if you're not too hot on targeting based off of the websites they visited, then by all means, you can come up here and put a topic in. Right now, you have these pre-selected category boxes here. I could just put in finance and just see what shows up. But I prefer to get way more targeted than that. Yeah, see, I could just come in here and type out mortgage and, I'm just going to see what happens. Okay, so we got banking, savings accounts, no. Loans, no. Home financing, yes. I know some of you guys do commercial lending in here. Mortgages, home refinance, home equity loans and lines of credit. Okay, this is all cool, right? Jason is asking, how specific can those competitor links be? Just top level, or can you use deep links? Deep links are fine. Deep links are fine. And for those of you wondering, a deep link just means it's a URL that leads specifically to an individual page, as opposed to just any page that's attached to that domain. Okay. So yeah, you can definitely use deep links. Real estate law, housing development, et cetera, real estate title and escrow, so forth. Calculators. Yeah, mortgage calculators are nice, right? So look, I'm at 70,000 impressions a week. That's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. I think the banking might be a little too broad. Yeah, see those, I think those categories right there are a little too broad. So if you're not really coming up with phrases or keywords that you think are good enough, you can once again, go and grab the URL of one of your competitors and paste it in here. And what the Google Spider will do is it's going to browse the website and it's going to take the keyword ideas from that site, from your competitor, and say, we recommend these phrases, these topics. Yeah, again, how powerful is that, right? Now, these are just topics. If we want to drill down a little further, you're not quite ready for the URL specific targeting, then I can start popping my keywords in here and just boom, boom, boom. I can just start nailing them out. But again, you have, once again, keyword idea generator over here. So enter a related website. And once again, it's going to crawl it and then give you some recommendations. Or I could pop it in here and see what they come up with. So housing, mortgages, relevancy, 99, mortgages, 94, and so forth. And I can just go boom, boom, just click the plus sign on each one. Home finance mortgage, boom. House mortgage, boom, boom. Look at all of these. So many keywords. Mortgage lender, mortgage calculator, so forth and so forth. So I can just keep adding and keep adding, or I could just do this at once, looking at the relevant. Sometimes it might just be quicker to add them all and then just back out the ones that don't match. But once again, you can see my impressions are vanishingly small now, only 7,000 impressions. That's not 7,000 clicks, guys. That's 7,000 potential viewings for those specific keywords. So now kind of sort of painting myself into a corner here as far as I'm not feeling confident that I would get enough traffic out of this. So you buy a home. So I could come in here and see what else. Right. So again, you have keyword, topics, or placements. To me, I'm a big fan of the placements. How long should your video ad be? 10 seconds or 30 seconds? It depends on the message. Okay, there's really no one good way to answer it. Generally speaking, for most ads, around 90 seconds is about the maximum that you would want it to be. But there are instances where even longer videos can do better than shorter ones. So the true answer is it depends. It is very, very message and audience specific. You know, some people like to make broad statements. When you run across marketing guys making a broad statement that long form content always outproduces short form content, and then the other guys come back, short, you know, we all have short attention spans, so they should always be short, blah blah blah. You know, that right there is an example of very little experience, and that's the sign of somebody regurgitating something they read in a book or something they read in a blog or read someone's opinion and they think it is fact. But the truth of the matter is that the market is very, very different depending on who your audience is, what the age of your audience is, what stage of the sales cycle your audience is at, and what their problem is they're starting to solve. I've had instances where I have one client, we needed a 7.5-minute video ad, and it blew out of the water a shorter 2-minute video that they'd been running. 7.5 minutes, guys. That's a long commercial, but their product and their audience and the stage of the sales cycle justified it. So we never want to discount, you know, either longer or shorter. So always be open to exploring both ends of the spectrum, depending on your call to action and your particular message. However, with that being said, generally speaking, in a lot of scenarios, in more scenarios than not, the shorter message will be preferred. But it's something that you want to explore why that is and who it is you're targeting before we commit to that. Okay. Now, also with that said, a shorter message will be easier to produce and cheaper to produce, so that, you know, I understand the benefits of the shorter message. All right. So these are all great questions. I know there will be questions about what types of videos and whatnot, and I'll talk about that as well. So keep the questions coming, guys. Let me just come down here for note-taking purposes. Video ads. You have, I always get these backwards. You have keyword targeting. You have topic targeting. and you have placements. Okay. Now your placements, again, are the individual UFO or URLs that we're looking to target of our competitors, right? So I like to make those whenever possible. Don't go for broad. Don't go for broad, guys. If you're going to take the time to put something out there, it's tempting to just say, well, I don't want to discount receiving other leads, because I was too focused and too targeted. But if you're niche specific, guys, and if you really hot in a particular niche, embrace that niche, become the specialist. Don't try to keep being the generalist, thinking, well, I'm losing out on loans because I'm going too targeted. So definitely go after niche specific. So look at who are the other lenders and the other brokers and other bankers that specialize in your niche and use those. And it's the same thing with targeting by video. We can specifically within placements, we can target based off of specific video watched and channel. Video and channel. There's a lot of real estate and mortgage channels out there. If somebody's going there and watching those videos, yeah, good chance those are your people, your type of people you want to get your message in front of. Okay. All right. So let's talk about the video itself. This is what scares a lot of people. I'm going to tell you right now, the one thing that you got to nail it is the sound quality. I've seen some very well done ads just absolutely rocked and destroyed because it was echoey and just sounded very, very unprofessional. The video itself looked good, But the audio, you got to nail it. You got to nail it. So you got to have a microphone. You can't be, just talking to a webcam or anything along those lines. In fact, a lot of guys will choose not to be in the video itself. That's why when people come to me and say, I don't want to be in my video, that's fine. We use professional presenters and it's all recorded in a studio. So it's studio quality. You want that quality coming through. We also do animated. We also do screen capture, tutorial style or how to. If you're doing instructional style, there's lots and lots of ways to avoid having to just stand there in front of a camera. This is what creates the barrier to entry for a lot of lenders, for a lot of loan officers, is they go, well, I love everything about it, except I just don't want to be in front of the camera. And I don't have the tools to create something that's professional enough to justify being a commercial, right? And that's perfectly fine. Have it done for you. It is money very, very, very well spent to have access to this level of targeting and to go where most loan officers are not. Loan officers aren't doing this, guys. I have been teaching this since 2015. I've been screaming about, hey, you got to be on YouTube. You got to be on YouTube. You got to be on YouTube. And actually, I was teaching YouTube even back in 2011, 2012. But then I was teaching the more organic strategies. But by 2015, as YouTube traffic quality has gone up and it's become more adopted as a general search engine, it's now ranked as the #2 biggest search engine in the world. Because it's treated like a search engine now, as in people use it to find reviews of products and services and how-to information before they do their shopping. More and more people are doing that. And the #1 biggest activity online is watching videos. So Google is the #1 search engine in the world. YouTube is #2. Yahoo and Bing trail well behind. So when you could get in front of that many people with this quality of targets and your competition isn't really there, and you're only paying for performance, meaning when we run a pre-roll video ad, if they don't watch, if they just click to skip, you don't pay for that view, guys. You're not paying for it. If they're skipping, Okay, didn't cost you anything. That's nice. Let's also not forget on YouTube, you have your banner ads, tower ads, and lower thirds. So even if you don't have a video, you could still run targeted banners and lower thirds. And the lower thirds are nice because it shows up on that lower portion of the video. If you're targeting individuals that are specifically watching like homes for sale type video walkthroughs and things along those lines, and boom, suddenly something for financing and how they could potentially get into that home for, this little out of pocket or this or that or whatever your call to action is. That's kind of nice. I still prefer video versus something that's static, but for a low barrier to entry, this is still really, really nice to have. Okay. All right, I'm just gonna do boom. All right, I just did a mute because we were getting somebody's background noise there. All right, better. So yeah, you got static ads, banner, towers, and lower thirds, all that fun stuff. Okay, so tell me your thoughts, feelings on this in the chat box. Let's gauge your temperature here, folks. What are your thoughts on that functionality, those types of filters, that hyper targeting capability to tap into Google AdWords quality traffic? This is in market data, folks, for pennies on the dollar compared to what you would spend on AdWords itself, because there's such little competition in the mortgage space, right? Very powerful. Now, when we're talking about YouTube, this is one approach. This is one approach, running the video ads. You also still have the possibility of organic traffic. Now, this is for people who maybe aren't quite ready. If you don't have the funds to put towards a small paid ad campaign, then you might have to bootstrap things for a little bit. And that means organic traffic. Now, organic traffic just basically means it's just SEO for YouTube, right? Which is way, way easier than traditional SEO. It doesn't take much to get a YouTube video to the top of the search. It doesn't take much because most people, when they upload their videos, they do zero. They do nothing other than hit that upload button. Very frustrating because they're costing themselves a whole lot of traffic. So when you upload your YouTube video, guys, up to the next page. Let's just go down to the next page anyways. So a couple of things to keep in mind. When you first set up your YouTube channel, what is your channel name? Use your targeted keywords in your channel name. Now, it's tempting to just make the name of your YouTube channel something along the lines of, well, a lot of people just give it their name. People aren't looking for you by name. They're looking for keywords. So something like this. Try to make it area specific and use one of your keyword phrases such as home loan or mortgage or whatever. Now, whenever I talk about this, a lot of guys say, I'm licensed in, 3 states or 7 states or 10 states or everywhere. Okay, that's fine. You can have unlimited channels. You can have unlimited channels on your YouTube account. It takes like 30 seconds to set up a channel, right? But the key to YouTube SEO is do not mix keyword sets. So let's say I can lend in 7 states. Does that mean that I necessarily want to put 7 different channels out there right now? No, no. Come on, let's be realistic. We all know you're not going to put content on 7 different states with regularity enough to actually justify getting to the top of Google and Yahoo search or Google and YouTube search and tapping into all that traffic. It's just not going to happen. We're way too busy, right? But could you maybe do it for maybe 2 cities or 3 cities? Okay, then identify the 2 or 3 hottest markets right now and activate just those 2 or 3 and just focus on them. Don't mix St. Louis home loan keyword phrases with Chicago or LA or Houston or wherever it is your other market is that you're really wanting to target. Don't intermix them. It waters it down and you just don't get the results that you want. Keep all my St. Louis home loan related videos onto a single channel about St. Louis home loan answers. And all my Houston goes onto my Houston channel and so forth. If I want to start if I'm working with realtors, a common way to generate leads and generate business and bring something of value to realtors is to help them get more eyeballs to their listings. Okay, great. Then I could just take their listings and turn them into these cheap and easy home walkthrough videos and upload them to YouTube. Even if I get a small bit of traffic, it's still small and it's consistent. And I have videos that I uploaded back in 2013 that I still get closed transactions from every single month for my efforts that from 8 years ago, 9 years ago, and so forth. Even if it's just a small bit of traffic each month, that small bit of traffic keeps coming in month after month after month after month, and it just grows. The ROI is incredible. So if that's the case, then I'm going to have a completely separate homes for sale channel from my mortgage or home loan answers channel, right? So we group things accordingly. The other thing is the title of the video also should contain your keyword phrase, description of the video equals, I'm going to make it really simple here. Lots of words, lots of words. Put lots of words in your description, not a couple of words, lots of words. The more you write, the better. If you feel like you're kind of sort of writing a book in your description, good, you're on the right track. YouTube loves that. They love that. And you're sprinkling in your keyword phrase that matches your title. While everybody else is uploading their videos with maybe 1 sentence or not even that, and you have a paragraph and another paragraph and another paragraph and another paragraph, you win. See, the YouTube algorithm is far simpler. It's years behind what the Google search algorithm is right now. Like that one takes so many other things into consideration that you're always having to update your SEO knowledge, because what was good a couple months ago, oh wait, no, now Google doesn't like that and they're going to punish you for it. But the YouTube algorithm is just so simplified by comparison. So put lots of words, use your keywords, use your keyword phrase in the title of your video. Yeah, keep it relevant to what the channel of your YouTube channel is, so that you have congruency between these things. And when you do that, you're so far ahead of your competition already. This right here is probably going to get you up there. But then what I like to do is the other thing is views. Google's looking at views. And so what that means is whenever I upload something new, I email it to the database of home shoppers. This is why those of you that are using single property sites and capturing all these home buyer leads and working with realtors, and you got all these home buyer leads, or maybe you bought leads that never really closed or whatever, you know what those are good for? Don't throw them away. Keep them in your CRM. email your videos. Even if just a handful, let's say only 8% or even just 6 or 7% of them click on it, those are views that came outside of YouTube. Every view that comes from outside of YouTube is a click of confidence in the eyes of YouTube. So they see the traffic going, oh, it's generating traffic already on its own. Okay, we're going to show it more because clearly people are looking for this. It's sending the right signals. So it's always a good idea to email blast your database. If you got something, are you keeping a database of realtors in your marketplace that you've been targeting? Email them too. Say, hey, if you have some customers or anyone that's shopping for a home that maybe has some questions about this financing question or that financing question or whatnot, just go ahead and share my video with them. Okay. Or maybe, hey, I'm working with a for sale by owner and we just created a video walkthrough for them. Any of your buyers looking for a house like this, it's a beautiful home, check it out. Here's the video. Oh, by the way, the reason I'm working with for sale by owners is they often end up deciding to work with a realtor anyways. So that means I'm gonna have to recommend a realtor soon, most likely. Boom, that's why you're reaching out to realtors. Could it possibly be you? Are you the realtor I'm looking for? I'm gonna need somebody to recommend to them. Let's chat, let's talk. It's a door opener, guys. You're getting views on your video, you're opening doors, you're distinguishing yourself from the other guys, and you're doing it all organically. This is for those of you that need to hustle, that maybe need to bootstrap a little bit before you can afford to run ads. This is a fantastic way to do it. Does it take a little bit longer? Yes, of course. Does it take more work? Clearly. Does it work? Yes, it does. It's a smaller part of a bigger whole of what you're doing. Make sense? So these are some quick and easy things that you can do with your videos. Also, another thing is when you're uploading, most of you are going to use what? MP4 video files? Or just whichever file you're uploading. Rename the video file before you upload to YouTube. So usually your MP4's video file is going to be some sort of gibberish .mp4. It's saved to my desktop, or it's saved to my downloads folder or my videos folder on my laptop or on my desktop. So I'm just going to go in, I'm going to right click on it and click to rename it, and I'm going to name it. I'm going to use my keywords again. You got it. In the video file. Whatever keyword that I'm targeting, whatever keyword I'm putting in the title of my video, whatever keyword is on the name of my channel, I'm going to work that keyword or something very similar to it into that video file. So St. Louis home loan answers .mp4. Just an example, right? Just find a way to work that in that phrase, that keyword phrase, into your video file before you upload it to YouTube. It's congruency, guys. We need that consistency of being on message, on topic, relevancy. This is what makes a difference. So powerful. Now, I'll tell you what, when I have take a look at agents, real estate agents, most of them. Now, there'll inevitably be one or two in your market that's doing a really good job, and you look at when they do their video walkthroughs and they get thousands and thousands of views, and you're like, wow, they're probably getting a lot of business off of this. Then you go and you look at all the other realtors, your average realtors, and most of them, I'll see something like 12 uploaded 2 or 3 years ago. So they managed to get 12 views in 2 or 3 years. Don't you think that's frustrating for them? I mean, they did put forth the effort. I mean, they tried, give them credit, they tried. But the problem is they didn't know how to optimize to actually climb up the rankings and actually get the traffic. So that's why you see a lot of realtors and well, even a lot of loan officers, they just give up. It's like, oh, there's just no traffic on here. And that's just not true. There is traffic. There's most definitely traffic. It's just you're not tapping into it because you're not using the correct strategies to optimize and to get your hands on that traffic. When you're not listed on that front, it's just like Google search. If you're not on that front page, you might as well not exist. Well, it's the same on YouTube. If I have to scroll and scroll again and scroll again and scroll, see your video, I'm not going to see your video. I mean, let's be honest. Most of us look at whatever's above the belt line, and we might maybe scroll once if we didn't find a video that grabbed our attention. But usually after that first scroll, you've at least found something worthy of clicking on. And so you click on it and you watch it. And by then you've forgotten all about what's back there on that previous page. The previous page is gone now. I'm on a completely different page watching a video. From there, something else might distract me. Oh, I'm going to click on that and boom, boom, boom. You go down the rabbit hole. That's how most people do YouTube. So that's why most videos are getting next to no views. But the ones that manage to get to the top, I mean, even if they have a couple hundred views, these are targeted views. These are high quality views. But then you're seeing the ones with the thousands and thousands. And if you can keep those types of videos going, again, one of the things that I did for my realtors, what I had my team do for my realtors is we would, again, turn their listings into video listings. We would take their static images and enhance them, add a bunch more information, better music, better everything, better transitions, more informational by putting financing options on there. But guess what? By the time we sent it back to them, ultimately, those financing options and whatnot, those were our options, right? And the agents liked them because it meant they didn't have to create the videos, but we would put them on our channel, plus let the agents put them on theirs, plus let's go to Facebook and put them in the groups and blah, 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 the real estate groups. Let's get a lot of eyeballs to it. Let's email it to the database. Now I'm doing all of these things to send the proper signals to YouTube that, hey, this is a popular video. So now I'm going to get the organic stuff too. Now I'm going to get the free traffic in that. I've done my legwork. Now Google's going to do their work, or YouTube's going to do their work and start showing the video too. That's how you get traffic. And when you can come back to a realtor and show them how, their listings are lucky to get that 10 to 12 views, over the course of a couple of years. And hey, I got 10 times that in just 1 week. You're going, well, how'd you do that? Clearly, something I don't know. Now you've intrigued them. Now you're bringing something intriguing to the table, right? And all this carries over to FSBOs too. For those of you that want to target for sale by owners, that's a wonderful market to target. A lot of business to be had there. But look at it. What we're doing is we're using unconventional strategies and ways to wield a tool such as YouTube and videos, whether it be by pay-per-click ads or by organic and picking up on the searches on YouTube, or wielding it as a tool to send out manually to our target markets and to our affinity referral sources, or for sale by owners. But no matter which way you spin it, or which way you lean, and what makes the most sense for you, we're taking a free tool and we're leveraging it into more views, more leads captured. That's powerful. Make sense? All right. So I know there were some questions. Let's see. Can you target an app as well? Yes, you can, Jason. You absolutely can. Sorry, I didn't see that from earlier. Okay, so yeah, good questions. Do you have a example of what a video should look like? I have quite a few videos, but the videos that I have here specifically on my laptop are all client videos, current active clients. So I can't be giving those out because these are ads that they paid for. So that wouldn't be right for me to start broadcasting content that I made for them for money to give to other people. But let's talk about that. Let's talk about what a proper ad should do or say. So let's start with let's get some more feedback here, and then I'll give you guys my answer. So give me some ideas on the types of messages. Condense it to just either a headline or a single sentence. What are the kinds of messages that would grab the attention of somebody who is actively looking for a home loan, whether it be purchase or refi? Give me some messages that would really stand out. Just a single sentence or a headline, or what are some things that would get the attention? Okay, how to get your offer accepted. So that's a really good one, Adrian, for somebody that's thinking about moving. Absolutely, because they're worried about putting an offer in, and well, what if they go, this is my dream home, I've spent all this time looking at all these houses. What if they pick somebody else? Down payment assistance. That's another good one, Jimmy. Absolutely. Everybody likes to save money out of pocket, right? Most people do. We can't argue that. Even the people with the money for the down payment, if they can get away with putting down less, a lot of them will go for that. So just a spin on that is not just the down payment assistance, but also, what are the low down payment options? What's the lowest down payment I can get away with in today's marketplace? Are zero down home loans real, or are they a scam? There's a lot of people out there that think they flat out don't exist, right? What are the pros and cons of a no money down or a no down payment home loan? Who qualifies for down payment assistance? Right? What else we got? Any other ideas? Let's keep them coming, guys. Come on. Let's get some of those ideas out there. Okay, let's see. What do we got here? The truth about PMI. Yeah, there we go. That's a good one, because there's a lot of people paying PMI. And what's going through their mind, especially if you're looking to do refis, guys. Oh, are you still wasting money on your PMI? How much is that costing you per month? Haven't you wondered how you can make it go away? There's a lot of people still paying PMI when they don't have to be. That grabs attention, saving money. So that's another good one. So let's get some of these down here. Wait a minute. How about closing costs? How many times have you been reduced to a borrower saying, yeah, can you tell me your rates and closing costs? Right? They don't know how to shop for a loan. All they know is, so they commoditize it and they reduce you to the sum of that one dreaded question. Can you tell me your rates and closing costs? Because they want to compare, and then I'll call you back. We've all encountered 1,000 people like that, and that's a symptom of us not bringing them in the front door with an education, right? Giving them the tools by which to differentiate you. So what if you're the one that sets that straight? The truth about closing costs. Let's do this. Let's change that. Advertisers who quote. I didn't see that. I missed my O there. let's go with unrealistic. We still see that every single day. It's being used on so many sites. We have these interest rates that, you know, approximately 2 people on the whole planet can qualify for. Or there's just a lot of undisclosed things about, well, in order to qualify for that, first you need this, then you need that, then you got to do this, and then you got to be looking for that, blah, blah, blah. You know, so what if you're the one that sets everything straight there too? Again, what you have to think of is somebody is about to watch a video. They've recently been looking for this type of information. They're about to watch a video, but okay, there's an ad that comes up. And while I do skip past most ads, got to admit, when I'm in the market for something, I will sit through I've sat through a 12-minute ad once because it was I mean, it was perfectly targeted. I was, boom, this is exactly what I was looking for. I sat there and listened to the whole thing, then clicked, went to their landing page. I filled out everything. Yeah, they got me because it's targeted. So how do you pattern disrupt and make them go, oh crap, I was just thinking about that. Oh, you know what? I was just at realtor.com last week. A couple days ago, I was at rocketmortgage.com. Let's do another one. Ads. This really gets them to stop and take notice. Here's what all the other guys just don't want you to know. Oh, have you visited one of these big mortgage comparison websites recently? Then you really need to listen to this because chances are I'm going to show you what's really going on. And I've got about 60 to 90 seconds to explain, really intrigue them, and get their click. See, all the key is really, you don't even have to generate the click right away. And they, all you have to do is buy the time for the next 10 to 20 seconds of watching. Every time you say something that really resonates well, you've earned their watching time. It's the same formula used for sitcoms, TV shows, movies. They want you to watch the whole thing, right? So that's why every minute or so there's something new going on. It's, you're not just watching something static, there's something new happening to justify your interest instead of turning the channel. And this is what you're after right now. Pattern disrupt. Make them resonate with your message and go, okay, this is good. I need to know the answer to this. There's a lot of misinformation out there in the market, so it's pretty easy to be the one that's clearing things up, setting them straight, giving them the proper information. But when you take that approach, not only are you clearing things up, not only do you get the click, but you've earned a much higher level of trust and respect than anybody else now that's going out there and just advertising rate and closing costs. Yeah, but you know, you're my guy. You're the one who told me about this. You're the one that saved me from that. Right? Yeah. Where I'm at right now, it's a little sketchy Wi-Fi. So my apologies if it fades a little in and out. Not much that I can do at the moment because of the strength of the signal. So but yeah, hopefully you guys can still see everything just fine here. So these are the types of messages that we want to run. We don't want to be the guy running the ads that are, oh, hey, now's a great time to refinance, blah, 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 blah. That's played out. They know. Believe me, they know. Oh, thinking of buying a home? Here's your rates. Here's your closing costs. Nope, we need something better than that. We got to differentiate. Make sense? I'll tell you another one is if you can drive home a message, if you can communicate a message of something being quick and easy, that's what people want. Because when we think about the financing portion, it's fun looking at houses in the beginning. It's fun looking and walking through these beautiful, beautiful homes. What's not fun is sitting down and being asked for everything, including your dental records, and wondering, oh my God, are they going to find something in my credit? Oh my God, is something going to go wrong? Holy crap, how many more papers am I going to have to dig out of these tubs that are buried under 50 other tubs in my freaking garage or basement? Oh, I have to go to my bank and pay them $20 to go and reprint all of this, and that because it's from years ago and they only offer the last 6 months or whatever the limitation is. I mean, there's so many things that can go wrong in their minds. They're thinking, when they think financing, they're thinking hassle. They're thinking hassle and expensive. So if you could take two of those things off their shoulders, make it quick and easy, you're going to grab their attention. Why do you think Rocket Mortgage has excelled? How did they become the biggest lender in the country? Because they've done a wonderful job of branding the message of something that is fast and easy. Do they deliver in spades? Not if the reviews are to be believed, 9 times out of 10. Yet they've overcome mountains and mountains of negative reviews and angry people because they've done a fantastic job of branding that message and that image of quick and easy. So I want you guys thinking about how can you communicate that idea of not just being the hometown lender, your local friendly lender that can get you answers, but how do you make the process easier? What do you do differently than everyone else that means they're not going to have these surprise, oh, by the way, calls 3 days before closing? That's going to make their heart beat 10 times faster because now they're panicking and everything's going wrong last minute. What do you do to dot all your I's, cross all your T's, and keep all the stress off of their shoulders? Yeah, communicate that message. You will get the view. You will get the click. All right. Okay, I see, let's see. Okay, so I missed why Realtor YouTube channels are important. Realtor YouTube channels are important because you still have the capability to tap into just another segment of the market. You're capturing people that are, first of all, you're capturing keywords. You're going to rank for keywords that get a lot more views than just mortgage keywords. And just go do a side-by-side comparison of how many people search for homes for sale versus how many people search for loan officer, mortgage broker, mortgage banker, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And generally speaking, the real estate terms will get somewhere between 500 and 900% more searches and clicks. So that's a much bigger volume, number one. Number two, you're capturing them before they've picked their loan officer, and in many cases, before they've even picked the realtor. So if you're able to lure them in and generate that click and capture that lead before they pick the realtor as well, yes, you got the lead very early. And I know sometimes that sucks in that, yeah, they're probably not going to buy for another 4, 5, 6 months. But when 4 or 5, 6 months gets here, you're going to be absolutely loving that you did this. But on top of that, it's the fact that you are now the gatekeeper to the lead. You get to them before the realtors start recommending their favorite loan officers. So now you get to be the guy that recommends the real estate agent instead of vice versa. So again, you're the gatekeeper. Your value just went through the roof in the eyes of local real estate agents because you're the guy that's bringing leads to the table. So that's why we like it, is volume, and we get to be the one setting the bar, setting the standard, right? Because people's wall goes up and their receptiveness goes down the more of your competitors they've talked to, right? You notice that in the very beginning when they still don't know what they qualify for and no one's explained anything to them. Yeah, they're kind of an open book at that point and very open to hearing you out. But after they've already sat down with and received a ton of phone calls from all these other loan officers, they're burnt out. They're sick and tired of hearing it. That wall has gone way up. Like, I think I've already talked to a lot of loan. I'll probably just pick from, my realtor told me to use this person or that person. And even if they don't like them so much, they'll probably use them because they're just sick and tired of dealing with everything. That's what happens. So let's get them early and be the one to set the standard and set the bar. Okay. When someone doesn't watch the whole ad. Okay, when someone doesn't watch the whole ad, if you're doing a pre-roll ad, then you have the capability to set the minimum. So that means that YouTube will basically they're clocking how long they watch. So if they skip prior to watching the minimum of 15 seconds of your ad, then you don't pay. You don't pay for that view. So that's why it's pay for performance. That's much better than all the sites that will charge you. There's a lot of sites out there, and a lot of search engines out there. Even if they just watch 1 second, boom, oh, that's a view. That's a view. You're paying for it. Nope, not here. If they skip prior to watching a minimum of 15 seconds, you don't pay. That's for video ads. Scrolling through here, just a second, see what I missed. Okay, good deal. All right. So I hope that my hope is that this has given you something really big to think about, folks, because this, quite frankly, is a big deal. Whether you're more interested in organic or if you're wanting to run the ads, and I do understand that for a lot of you, you don't have time to do this sort of thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the link. Now that link's going to lead you to this page right here. Okay, so this will reach Allison as well as myself, and you can snag a 15-minute. Sometimes full disclosure, sometimes we go to 16 minutes. Just kidding. Sometimes we go longer if it's justified, right? If you got a lot of questions and it's a good fit, and then we're happy to go a little bit longer. But basically what it is for those of you that are just looking for something more like done for you, just saying, how can I just get all this done for me, as opposed to putting all this together myself. I don't want to write scripts. I don't want to make animated videos, or I don't want to be a presenter. I don't want to be in front of the camera. I don't want to buy a bunch of new audio equipment and recording equipment and tripods, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, this is what we do. And we've been doing this for a very, very, very long time. You guys well know, right? I know a lot of you guys on this call have, I remember you from going back to even 2006 and 2005. So yeah, we've been around for a while. That's what this will allow you to do, is chat with us, and we'll see if it's a good fit. We're not all things to all people, folks. So don't mistake in this. You know how we are. We're not pushy. We're not here to pressure anyone. For us, it's, look, either it's a great fit or it's not. And if it's not, I will be the first to tell you that. If we can do what you want, if we feel like we can drive you the traffic and the high quality leads you're looking for, then we'll tell you that as well, and we'll break it all down. But for those of you looking for done for you, hands off, so you can just focus on running the leads, then just go to this page, request your free strategy session, and let's just talk about it. Again, don't worry about high pressure, because that's not what I've come here to do. We're just here to chat, see if it's a good fit, find some solutions. Boom. Move on to the next, right? Let's get it done. So are there any questions? And again, I put that's a clickable link in the chat box, guys, by the way. For those of you trying to copy and paste it, it's in the chat box now. So any questions on the topics we covered today? So as a recap, we talked about YouTube ads. We talked about the types of videos to run. We talked about the targeting and filters. We talked about organic YouTube SEO for those of you that have to bootstrap it for now. We talked about alternative ways to utilize YouTube channels and YouTube videos to get traffic from referral partners, the types of videos to run on YouTube. So that's a lot of topics. That's a lot to think about. And my hope is that you'll take action on it. So don't just write this down and go, wow, that's a great topic for, I'll think about it another day. My recommendation is to really get this stuff going now. And it's a good time of year because we're about to go into the holiday season, right? The holidays are coming fast. And I know for a lot of you guys, things really slow down in December. Everybody's got Christmas on their mind and New Year's. And they're waiting until end of January, early February, when it's not quite as cold, especially in the Midwest, before they start to get serious about their home shopping again. Yeah, there's still some people out there, doing things, but we know the volume goes down. So it's a beautiful time to introduce these strategies that you can fine tune and really have them humming and generating a lot of business in time for when the market heats back up. And so you can get stuff going before then as well and help you survive through the slower months. Okay. So my recommendation is to take action on this. All right. So if there's nothing else, then that's all I got for today. And I did make an announcement in the Facebook group because I know I get a lot of emails from people going, I only got to hear half of your live session from 3 weeks ago on such and such topic. Where's it at? Or I heard you did a topic on this or that. But it's right now you just kind of have to scroll through the group and find them. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to put them all in one place. It's going to be pinned so you can find it quickly. It'll just be searchable list of here are all the live sessions I've done so far, and here are all the topics. Here are all the resources I've talked about, the links I've given out. All of it will be in one place so you guys can find everything instead of having to scroll through the entire group. All right. Awesome. Okay, folks, that's it for today. And make it a great rest of your day. Have a wonderful Friday. Enjoy the heck out of your weekend. And I will see you all next week. Bye now.